These visuals coming in are from Dharamshala in Himachal Pradesh. Rains wreak havoc in parts of Himachal Pradesh. We're looking at cloud bursts triggering serious flash floods in Dharamshala, causing damage to houses, washing away cars. Some scary visuals coming to fore from Himachal Pradesh, where several hilly areas are now flooded, literally bringing down vehicles that are parked, houses. In fact, the Home Minister Amit Shah has already reached out to the Chief Minister to try and understand the seriousness of this situation and has promised all help for relief and evacuation. As you see it, flash floods wreak havoc in Himachal Pradesh's Dharamshala. The heavy rains have flooded Manjhi River in Dharamshala. Due to flash floods, streets in Dharamshala adjoining areas have been flooded severely. The flash floods washed away several cars in Bhagsunag. Incessant rainfall in Himachal Pradesh has crippled normal life. National highway near Jakri in Rampur area of Shimla district was blocked following heavy rainfall. Ganj has also witnessed some heavy rainfall. Meanwhile, the Met Department has said that Himachal Pradesh will experience more heavy rains in the coming days. Met Department has issued an orange warning, orange alert of heavy to very heavy rainfall along the plains and mid-hills on 12th and 13th of July. The next 2 days is going to be quite severe as predicted by the Met Department.
आप देख सकते हैं वार्ड नंबर 17 में कितना भयानक दृश्य है ये रक्कर रोड में.
Meanwhile, more than 60 people in northern India have been killed by dozens of lightning strikes. Thunderstorms causing widespread damage to trees and, in fact, many properties there damaged. At least 60 people have been killed owing to these lightning attacks. In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief over the deaths of at least 20 people due to lightning strikes in several districts of Rajasthan on Sunday. Prime Minister took to Twitter, expressed his deepest condolences to families of the deceased. Among the dead, 11 were from Jaipur, 3 from Dholpur, 4 from Kota and 1 from Baran. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has announced ex gratia of 5 lakh rupees for kin of deceased. Not only Rajasthan, but lightning killed several in Uttar Pradesh as well. Close to 41 people have lost their lives owing to lightning strikes in Uttar Pradesh. Maximum deaths reported, 14 of them from Prayagraj. Compensation has been announced in Uttar Pradesh. 2 lakhs will be given to relatives of the deceased. 50,000 will be given to those injured.
After a long wait for the monsoon, now UP witnesses lightning and thunderstorm at several districts of Uttar Pradesh, including Prayagraj, where 14 deaths have been reported. Other than that, Kanpur, Fatehpur, Kaushambi, Sonbhadra and many other districts have been affected. More than 41 deaths have already been reported in Uttar Pradesh. The government of UP is on high alert and CM Yogi Adityanath has given clear instruction to send the relief and at the same time the compensation to the families. At the same time, the meteorological department has said that for coming 1-2 days, the situation will be under the monitoring, and at the same time, UP government has given clear indications to make sure that this relief should reach to the families as soon as possible. But with that, UP is on alert with the cases reported from many districts, and CM Yogi Adityanath has also given again indications to make sure that the relief is sent to the family members on time. In Fatehpur with cameraman Neeraj Kumar, Abhishek Mishra for India Today.
A terrible, devastating tragedy struck Rajasthan on Sunday evening and night, in which 20 people lost their lives due to sky lightning at various places. We are right now at Amer, where you can see a search operation is going on right now. Early in the after the tragedy struck on Sunday night, the members of the State Disaster Relief Force are trying to find out whether there are any more bodies to be found. You can see the rescue operation or the search operation that is currently on. This is the watchtower where sky lightning struck on Sunday. You can see the telltale signs out here. There are remnants of birds, there are slippers, there are specks that are lying around. This place, this watchtower is about 500 meters away from the Amer fort, and this is an arduous route which around 40 people took on Sunday evening to enjoy the rains that signaled the onset of monsoons in Rajasthan, but little perhaps they did not know what kind of tragedy awaited them.
Now, the annual Rath Yatra is underway in Odisha's temple town Puri amid strict COVID curbs. The Rath Yatra festival is associated with Lord Jagannath. In fact, just last year, this year too, just like last year, Rath Yatra is being carried out without devotees, and only temple officials are allowed to attend and to pull chariots of the Trinity, Bhagwan Jagannath, Balabhadra and Devi Subhadra. Under this COVID guidelines, only negative COVID report people are allowed to attend this event. Servitors attending the rituals were subject to RT-PCR tests, and only those negative would be allowed in the Sri Mandir temple complex. Now, the Supreme Court had put stamp of approval on Odisha government's decision to allow Rath Yatra only at the main Jagannath temple of Odisha. Prime Minister Modi also greeted countrymen, saying that we bow to Lord Jagannath and pray that his blessings bring good health and prosperity to everyone's lives.
Is underway here in Puri at the Jagannath temple. We can see the chariots over here, the chariots of Goddess Subhadra and Lord Jagannath, which are here because the chariot of Lord Balabhadra has already begun its journey from here, with the Purohits pulling the chariot all the way from the Jagannath temple to the Gundecha temple, which is around 3 kilometers away. After this chariot is being pulled, only then will the other two chariots be pulled by the Purohits following this one. We can see Purohits pulling this chariot, and they have undergone an RT-PCR test amid strict COVID protocols. They have tested negative. They have also been vaccinated, only then permitted to participate in this festival. Apart from that, around 800 police officials and other temple officials have been permitted after testing negative for COVID-19. While the Purohits are pulling the chariot, there is sanitization being taken place. Continuous sanitization measures are in place amidst COVID-19 protocols, amidst COVID-19, the pandemic, and in keeping with the protocols. Apart from this, devotees are not allowed to participate in this festival, and there is a curfew imposed from 8 p.m. on Sunday till Tuesday. With camera person Tapush Berry, Prema Rajam in Puri for India Today.
Now, in an exclusive conversation with India Today, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami on Kawar Yatra said that safety of people is paramount importance and decisions will be taken accordingly. Let's take a listen.
कावड़ यात्रा हमारी श्रद्धा और आस्था से जुड़ा हुआ विषय है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ हमको लोगों की जान माल पर कोई खतरा ना आए, क्योंकि कावड़ यात्रा कोई 1 लाख 2 लाख लोगों की यात्रा नहीं है, ये कई करोड़ों की यात्रा है। और इसमें हम तो उत्तराखंड के जो लोग हैं या उत्तराखंड जो राज्य है उसमें केवल एक होस्ट के रूप में है। उसमें हरियाणा भी है, उसमें दिल्ली भी है, उसमें उत्तर प्रदेश की बड़ी संख्या है, मध्य प्रदेश के लोग भी हैं, तो हम तो होस्ट के रूप में हैं। और लेकिन हमें देखना यह है कि यात्रा चालू होने से लोगों के जान माल पर कोई खतरा ना आए, जो कोरोना की बात है वो ना फैले। तो हमारे लिए सबसे पहली प्राथमिकता है लोगों की जान माल की रक्षा करना। और देखिए, श्रद्धा और आस्था का विषय है, तो भगवान को भी अच्छा नहीं लगेगा कि अगर किसी की जान जाएगी कावड़ यात्रा से। कावड़ यात्रा केवल उत्तराखंड की नहीं है, उत्तराखंड केवल एक होस्ट के रूप में हम सभी राज्यों से बात करेंगे। अभी अधिकारी लेवल पर बातें हुई हैं, अगर उच्च स्तर पर बात करने की आवश्यकता पड़ेगी तो उसकी भी बात करेंगे। और हमारे लिए सबसे पहली प्राथमिकता है कि लोगों की जान माल की रक्षा करें।
Meanwhile, the Indian Medical Association President Dr. Jayalal has said that holding any festival currently is not advisable, as it can be really dangerous. IMA has also requested the government to reconsider their decision regarding any kind of mass gatherings. This appeal comes when Odisha's Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra is in full swing with a number of COVID restrictions in place. The multi-state Kawar Yatra procession is also round the corner. Officials are trying to figure out how such a yatra can take place amid the pandemic. Several instances have already been reported. We know what happened over the last 1 year. Religious events turning into super spreader events. We don't want another round. India on Sunday evacuated its personnel working in its consulate in Afghanistan's Kandahar due to intense fighting in the nearby areas between Afghanistan forces and Taliban. The MEA also clarified that its diplomatic mission was not closed and that the move was temporary. Here's more on that.
Afghanistan's descent into medieval anarchy and chaos. After decades of fighting between Taliban and American forces, the United States is rapidly moving out of the country. Earlier American forces left Afghanistan's Bagram airfield after nearly 20 years. US President Joe Biden called the move overdue and said the job was not to nation build but to get the perpetrators of 9/11 attack.
We did not go to Afghanistan to nation build. And it's the right and the responsibility of the Afghan people alone to decide their future and how they want to run their country.
The Afghan government is fighting a losing battle to stem the Taliban surge, suffering a series of reverses at the hands of the radical Islamist force backed by Pakistan.
لومړی چا د پاره جنگيږي افغانستان د پاره جنگيږي یا غواړي چې د افغانستان د نورو لاس لاندې راسي که افغانستان باندې مین یې ما سره ژمنه وکړه چې د لوران کرکب نه ده منلې.
In the coming days and weeks, if the security intensify across Afghanistan, that right now we are noticing such a thing in the country, unfortunately. So we will witness more acts of like this. So more countries that have diplomatic mission in Afghanistan, they will consider their safety, their employees' safety as their top priorities. And unfortunately, more consulate, more embassies may be shut down in Afghanistan temporarily or maybe for a longer time.
Meanwhile, India has evacuated at least 50 diplomats and security personnel from its consulate in Kandahar in Afghanistan. A special Indian Air Force aircraft was sent to Kandahar to bring back the staff amid Taliban onslaught. A statement by the Ministry of External Affairs said the Indian consulate has not been closed, but the staff has been brought back temporarily. The local staff is working in the Indian consulate. The relocation comes following Taliban fighters taking control of a number of key areas across Afghanistan, triggering huge security concerns. The security crisis in Afghanistan is not good news for India, which has investment worth billions in infrastructure, apart from trade and security ties with the beleaguered country.
यूएस और नाटो ट्रूप्स का जो पुलबैक अभी चल रहा है अफगानिस्तान में, जिसके वजह से तालिबान अभी अफगानिस्तान के सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस पर भारी होने लगा है, ये भारत के लिए बहुत गंभीरजनक स्थिति पैदा कर रही है. भारत ने करीब 2200 करोड़ यानी 3 बिलियन यूएस डॉलर्स का वहां पर ऑलरेडी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रखा है.
Afghans are still putting a strong resistance against Taliban, using their air force and ground forces to the fullest. India, a long-time stakeholder, is watching the emerging situation with alarm. With inputs from Zakaria Hassani in Kabul, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the Euro 2020 gave